Hello! Welcome back to my channel. So, it is now August, which means that Camp Nanowrimo has come and gone already. Where is the time going? I can't believe we are already in August, which just so happens to also be my birthday month. Yay! So I thought I would just do a quick coffee talk so we could talk about all things Camp Nanowrimo. So, let's start by just kind of going back to what my Camp Nano goals were. My goal was to be writing/working on my book for 1,200 minutes, which I think was like 20 hours. So the big question, did I win? I did! For the first time in my NaNoWriMo experience, I actually completed winning. I think I went just a smidge over my 1,200 minutes, which was awesome. I'm so excited. I think minutes is definitely the way that I should be doing things from here on out, because for me, I don't always know how much time in a day I'm going to have to be working on things. So for me, just being able to track by minutes puts a lot less pressure, because it's just about trying to figure out how much time every day or throughout a day I should be working on things versus knowing that I have to hit a certain word count. So with that being said, I will say I almost feel a little bit like a cheater because I didn't actually write very much. I did have some sessions where I sat down and wrote, but then I started hitting this wall and I realized part of it was I didn't love my story anymore. I think that after a certain point when you work on it for so long and for so long and you start hitting walls or realizing that you don't know what you're doing or you're just feeling discouraged with your story, it can get to a point where you don't even want to write the damn thing anymore. And that's where I was starting to feel. I mean, I have this other idea for this other TV series / I might make it into a book, I don't know. I feel like I keep getting ideas for that story. One, because I'm getting them, and two, it's like I feel like I just don't want to write this one anymore because it's becoming more difficult than I thought it would be. I think that when you come up with an idea and you can sit down and you're like, I have so many thoughts in my head, I have my beat sheets, I have my outline, this writing thing should just be so easy from here. But there's a very big difference between coming up with an idea of scenes or big plot points. And I mean, you could have pages and pages of thoughts and descriptions of what that scene will be, but then actually sitting down to write the scene, or knowing in my mind I can think of this conversation in my mind of what I want two characters to have, but the actual sitting down and writing of that dialogue and really fleshing that out, a little more difficult than it is just in my noggin. So I feel like all of those things were making me feel really discouraged. And I was also hitting walls because I'm in my 30s. It's been a long time since I've been in high school. So I've been basing this high school experience on my high school experience, which things are vastly different now. So, and I realized things like, I don't know what kind of class structure it would be. How long do you spend in each class? When are your breaks? How long is your lunch? What classes do you go to on a daily basis? Sure, these things can be made up, but I'd also like them to be a little bit realistic. So what I did is I spent the majority of my 1,200 minutes going back to the basics of research, doing a lot of more planning and prep work that is not so much plotting out scenes, so much as just going back to the basics of my characters. What classes are they going to be taking? I printed out an entire course catalog for the high school I went to, and I read the whole thing. So I had fun filling out a class schedule for my characters. I did character bios, and then I worked on these behind me, which I did a lot of Pinterest time. In fact, I didn't even log all the time I was on Pinterest. I probably worked on the story for more than 1,200 minutes, and half, if not more than half, was just creating Pinterest boards for my characters. I have closets basically, so if I'm stuck on a scene, I can just open up, what are they wearing today? I can just open up a Pinterest board and go shopping in the virtual closet. I had a lot of fun. I also did a lot of things in terms of the location, the houses, working on backstory for certain characters that I didn't really put a lot of thought into. And all in all, I just spent all of my NaNoWriMo on Pinterest and falling in love with my characters again. So I am going to show you these behind me. So what I did is I took, for every single character, or most of my characters, the important ones, I took the best of Pinterest boards that I made, and I just put them into a collage, and I actually printed out 2 copies. It's like cardstock, so it's nice and thick. One is here, and then one is at work, so that way no matter where I am, I'm constantly looking and just marinating in my characters' thoughts, and I can see them better. So it just helps me to describe them, maybe if I can see them or get inside their head better, because I realize sometimes they lost their face. I know that sounds weird, but when I first started imagining these characters, I kind of could see them, but as time goes on, it's like they lost a face. Like I can see everything but their face. I know it sounds so weird. I've mentioned this before in some of my reading vlogs, that if an author doesn't describe what the character looks like, I can imagine them, but they don't have a face. I know that sounds crazy. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over I'm going to kind of walk you through the different characters, the location, and then if I have any time, I'll also show you some of the stuff that I did on the computer too, because I just kind of reworked my outline a little bit and kind of some of that plotting stuff. Okay, so this is it here. So for these little boards that I created. So basically this here is my setting. So this is actually where I grew up. However, I've renamed and kind of reimagined the town a little bit. This is going to be Genoa Lake. So as you can see, I've got both snow and kind of beachy scenes. A girl reading on the docks. So essentially, it is on a lake town, and it takes place during fall and winter / spring-ish time. So I made this one big. I thought it was good to put the location kind of big in front and center, because your setting is your biggest character. Okay, and then let's start here. So I basically put Lexi front and center. All of these images I found on like Pinterest. So I just felt like this was a really good picture. Like, one, this girl is really pretty, but it just represents a little bit more like her natural beauty. Got just like long dark hair, and then this shows kind of her style, which is, again, because it's fall, she's wearing a lot of sweaters, but it's just, she's got just a very relaxed fashion sense. And then we go to the 2 cute boys. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I went a little crazy in his pictures. Anywho, so I basically see, this is the dude from like Gossip Girl, but more just like, I liked these pictures because it shows like he's just a naturally funny, happy guy, a little bit of a party animal. He has a little kiss scene, which looks like those 2 could be kissing. I'm not giving you a spoiler. And then here's another cute boy. So this one shows, obviously he can be funny, but he's also a little bit dark and brooding. So you've got your cute boys. Going up here to Allie, who is her best friend. And Allie is a little bit edgier. So I realized that I had been imagining these 2 girls look very similar, and I realized that's because in my mind Allie and Lexi looked really similar, but Allie is just like very edgy. But I put these pictures of hair because I realized I like the look of having Allie with like dark hair, and then she has like silver gray highlights in it, and then this is a sense of her style. And then you get up to Meredith, who Meredith is Allie's best friend, and these 3 girls just kind of all hang out together, and you can see the difference between Allie and Meredith, and yet they're besties for life, right? And so everything with Meredith is light and pink and kind of fluffy, where she's like dark and edgy. But I love that. I also like it because my best friend Melissa in high school was like the lighter version of me. We would go shopping. I would buy everything in black, and she would buy it in white. So very similar, but I love just her fashion sense. I think is cute, and she basically wears some sort of pink every single day. Then we go up here. So this is Casey. He kind of completes the friend group. So he is Allie and Meredith's best friend, and he's just awesome. So he likes to skateboard. He's just kind of nerdy because he's also based on my other best friend in high school, which was kind of nerdy and liked to skateboard. And then these are her foes. So this is Celeste, and Celeste has red hair, but looks kind of like this girl is hot, but like has attitude, right? And her best friend, Jessica, who is a cheerleader and is blonde and bitchy. And she's a lot of fun to write. Moving down here, we've got Aunt Sarah, who I've always thought of Aunt Sarah as like basing her off of Sophia Bush because she's gorgeous, and Aunt Sarah is gorgeous, and she's also got that like husky voice, and Aunt Sarah has a husky voice. And you'll notice that Aunt Sarah's fashion sense is very similar to our Lexi because they're very similar people and they're super close. I love writing that relationship between the two. And I saw this picture of Sophia Bush. I thought it was so perfect because she's like hiking in the mountains and it takes place in the mountains. Aww. And this is Max. Max, I'm not going to go into too much detail about who Max is because it'll give away huge points in the story, but Max is awesome. See like little clips. So there you go, little spoilers, guns and photography equipment. And that kind of completes it. I did also create some for Jonah, the cult leader, and I'm working on a few other ones. I just haven't printed them out yet. So there you have it. So this is basically how I spent 1,200 minutes during Camp Nanowrimo. Guys, well, that was my Camp Nanowrimo. So I feel a little bit like I cheated, but I know that I didn't. I worked really hard this month, and I'm really excited for everything that's going to happen from here. I'm not going to do a goals video for August because my goals are just going to be the same as they were in July because I didn't hit pretty much any of them. So if you want to know my goals for August, go watch my July goals video. And of course, thank you so much to all of you, both current and new subscribers. I find you guys to be so sweet. I always feel so bad when I get so busy that I don't get a video out when I intend to. But when I still see that even though I am having a little bit of a break, I still get a few new subscribers. It just warms my heart so much. So thank you so much to both all of you existing and new subscribers. I appreciate you. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. So go write some words and read a book, and I will see you guys in the next video.